Now at 5, Missouri Southern launches a financial forgiveness program to help former students get their degrees.
President Biden travels to Europe to meet with NATO and EU leaders about the crisis in Ukraine. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House with more on his goals for the trip as the war rages on.
You may think I'm inside a luxury spa, but I'm actually at a hospital ICU. I'm Natalie Brand in Maryland, where I'll show you how hospitals are addressing a rise in burnout among healthcare workers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We begin tonight with a developing story, a house fire in Joplin. This is near Murphy and Richmond in Joplin, where crews are battling a fire at this very moment. Firefighters were called to the scene less than an hour ago. It appears the fire started in the attached garage, then spread to the house. Our reporter Shannon Becker is at the scene, and we hope to have more for you tonight at 6. Missouri Southern launches a financial forgiveness program that could make completing a degree more affordable for a lot of families. The program offers incentives for students with past due balances from the fall semester of 2021 or before, but never finished their degree. Eligible students complete at least 6 credit hours in the upcoming fall semester and pay for that semester. Their previous debt will be removed.
We're here to serve students ultimately, so we're always trying to find new initiatives to, boost that for students and come up with creative ways to help them out. And it also, benefits the university as well. So.
Program can apply to any amount of debt, and we're going to have more on this program for you tonight at 6. Residents in Miami, Oklahoma are being told to prepare for a utility rate increase. The city of Miami put out a press release explaining that the Grand River Dam Authority handed down $2.7 million in energy costs to Miami utility customers. City officials say it's an amount they have to pay back, and by increasing customer rates, be able to do that within 3 years. Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more on what rate changes are expected and what customers can do if they need help paying their bills. Folks in Joplin can now learn about the history of the city while taking in the sights and sounds of nature. The city today dedicated the North Trail of Landreth Park as the Joplin Heritage Trail. Now features 3 markers telling the story of Joplin's early days. It's part of a legacy project to mark the city's 150th anniversary next year. We're going to hear more about the Joplin Heritage Trail tonight at 6. Let's check in with Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, another kind of nasty day outside for us now. It's cold, temperatures kind of hovering right around 40 degrees. And we continue to get these light showers and drizzle, which have been rotating through really all day long. Heaviest on the Missouri side at this point in time, but we have another little band back across northeastern Kansas that will rotate through. So pretty much what you see outside right now is what you're going to get as we go through the evening hours. This storm system just slow to move out of here, so it's going to stick around tonight. It's going to pretty much stick around as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow as well. Hit and miss showers through the evening hours. Drizzle, another little batch kind of late evening into the overnight hours, some light showers. Temperatures kind of hover into the mid 30s. We're in the upper 30s right now, so we'll only drop back about 4 or 5 degrees. When are we going to get the sun back? We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. Authorities have released an autopsy report on a Miami, Oklahoma man who was stabbed to death last August. The report indicates that 37-year-old John Uran was stabbed 16 times in the torso, neck, and head. It was outside his sister's home in Ottawa County. Investigators say Uran and the suspect, Travis Johnson, had been arguing about a cell phone when the stabbing occurred. Officers arrested Johnson a short time later. He remains in the Ottawa County Jail, charged with first-degree murder. Our nation's first female Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, has died of cancer. President Bill Clinton chose Albright as America's top diplomat back in 1996, and she served in that capacity for the last 4 years of the Clinton administration. At the time, she was the highest-ranking woman in the history of U.S. government. In 2012, President Barack Obama awarded Albright the Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, saying her life was an inspiration to all Americans. Madeleine Albright was 84. As the battle for Ukraine rages on, President Biden headed to Europe looking for ways to stop Russia's invasion. Reporter Skylar Henry has the latest.
President Biden left the White House on his way to Brussels, where he'll meet with key allies to bolster the response to Russia's attacks on Ukraine. One urgent concern is whether Russia will deploy chemical weapons to break down Ukrainian resistance.
I think it's a real threat.
The president will attend an emergency NATO summit and address leaders of the European Union to discuss more military aid to Ukraine. They may also agree to more sanctions and plans for tougher enforcement of existing ones. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to address the meetings virtually. Ukraine has pushed for EU and NATO membership but isn't a part of either alliance. The fighting in Ukraine just hit the 1-month mark, and President Biden's 4-day trip is designed to make sure the West remains united in the face of Russian aggression. NATO estimates Russia has suffered as many as 40,000 battlefield casualties, with up to 15,000 killed. And still, Ukrainian forces remain defiant in the capital, Kyiv, even as more bombardments target the city.
It seems like not rocket, because if it's rocket, it's more damage. I don't know. It was many bombs.
Before returning to the White House this weekend, President Biden will stop in Poland to thank leaders for taking in the wave of Ukrainian refugees and discuss how to relieve the humanitarian strain. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
And Secretary of State Antony Blinken confirmed this afternoon the U.S. government assesses that members of Russia's forces have committed war crimes in Ukraine. A little bit later, your home might be worth more than you think.
Home prices are soaring in a hot real estate market. I'm Danya Backus, and I'll tell you how high prices are going.
But first, battling job burnout among nurses. That's next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, infants and toddlers affected with COVID-19 show significantly higher levels of antibodies against the coronavirus compared to adults. The new findings from researchers at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health differ from some earlier reports. The analysis looked at samples from more than 600 children and 175 adults before vaccines were widely available. Researchers from the Netherlands say evidence gathered so far shows the period of infection for the Omicron variant doesn't appear much shorter than other COVID-19 variants like Delta, but might be somewhat shorter. They say a 5-day isolation period for infections caused by the Omicron variant may strike a balance between limiting the spread and what communities are likely to accept going forward. The coronavirus pandemic has led to hospital staff shortages nationwide as healthcare workers report a significant rise in burnout. One survey by the American Association of Critical Care Nurses found nearly 70% of nurses said their experiences during the pandemic have caused them to consider leaving nursing. Natalie Brand shows us how a hospital group in Maryland is addressing that issue head on.
My name is Angie. I'm one of the nurses here. How are you today?
ICU nurse Angie Wheeler considers the job a calling. But the pandemic posed a test unlike any other in her 4 decades of experience.
The pandemic totally changed nursing.
And it's led to a surge in burnout among healthcare workers nationwide. This hospital in Prince George's County, Maryland, has experienced up to 30% turnover in nursing staff, according to Chief Nursing Officer Crystal Beckford.
If hospital systems don't address this, what does that mean?
Operationally, you could come to a standstill. We have to address nursing burnout.
That means rolling out a new self-care strategy, from treats to say thank you, to a quiet room to take a breath, even if only for a few minutes.
Notice any tension?
Meditation over Zoom.
Hold it.
Technique shared with new nurses in training.
Hospitals engaging with their staff and doing the little things really go a long way.
Ashley Gick, a nurse of 5 years, is using a new tuition assistance program to study management as hospitals innovate ways to retain their critical front line.
If we keep where we're at right now with staffing shortages and increased patient ratios, it burns you out, heart and soul.
While healthcare workers are trained to put others first,
what do you think is going to prevent healthcare workers from burning out?
Taking care of yourself first and foremost.
The intensity of the past 2 years has stressed the importance of taking time to recharge.
It's nice in the midst of things to see some beauty
And appreciate life in order to better serve others. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Maryland.
Luminous Health in Maryland says their hospital chaplains are also making rounds to check in on the nursing staff in addition to their usual job of helping patients and their families. Evidence continues to mount that organ transplants from donors who had a past COVID-19 infection are safe. Italian researchers also say doctors can consider organs from donors with active infections, provided they showed no COVID-19 symptoms and died from other causes. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about hamster habitats.
Plus the drizzle and showers stick around. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it's definitely turned out to be another dreary day outside for us today. The clouds, it's chilly. We've had on and off drizzle, light showers across the region. This is going to continue as we go through the evening hours. Here's a look at our rain stats. Of course, the heaviest rain was on Monday. We've only had 2/100ths of an inch of rain today. It's just been very light. It's more of a nuisance out there. For the month, we are closing in on 3 inches. For the year, 6 inches. We're only about 1/4 of an inch behind. But look at last year at this time. We're almost at 10 inches of rain. Cloudy skies, drizzle, showers. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. It's chilly, too. Our temps have mainly been sitting upper 30s to near 40 degrees. A little bit, it's not warmer, but a little bit warmer in our western counties, also southern counties down through Oklahoma and parts of northwestern Arkansas. And it's kind of windy as well. We have these northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20, and then at times we've had gusts a little bit higher than that. Wind gusts 20 to about 25 miles per hour. So it is going to stay kind of breezy. It's just kind of raw and nasty outside. 7th and range line sitting at 40 west. Northwesterly winds at 14. Humidity, of course, is up there. Through the evening hours, slow drop into the 30s, eventually mid-30s for overnight lows for us tonight. Heaviest rain, which is very light showers, southwestern parts of Missouri. So if you aren't underneath these radar echoes, we're still getting some light drizzle across most of the region, but any kind of persistent showers, Nevada, Stockton, over toward Greenfield, Lockwood, Mount Vernon, up toward Lamar. But this whole storm system it's just taking its time. It's a big area of low pressure, which is right across southeastern parts of Iowa, and then you got this secondary little wave down through southwestern parts of Oklahoma. So all this is just got to slowly rotate out, and it will, but we still got about another 24 to 36 hours before we get the clouds to break and some sunshine to return. So the end result, drizzle, light showers sticking around tonight. Let's go into the morning hours. Here's 6 a.m., still clouds, light drizzle across the region, some light drizzle and showers through the morning hours. And then I think by the afternoon, mainly just cloudy skies, maybe a little bit warmer than what we have seen today. 35 to start, 43 by noon, high temp right around 46 during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, we start to break the clouds up. Still kind of chilly, mid-30s for lows, but Friday looking better. Partly sunny skies. We should go into lower 60s for highs, and then we'll get a warm front that shifts in by the time we head into Saturday morning. And this may give us a random shower early Saturday, but the bulk of the weekend's looking pretty good. Saturday near 60, should go near 70 by Sunday, pushing 80 by Monday, and then chances for thunderstorms roll in by late Tuesday, and some of those could be strong to severe. 46 tomorrow, 64 Friday, 60 Saturday, 70 on Sunday. So even though it's been real dreary the past few days, we get rewarded with another nice weekend.
Yeah, we've been fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, nice we really have.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the surge in home prices. First, though, we recognize a local veteran. Fredonia, Kansas native Dustin Hodgson served in the U.S. Army, stationed in Iraq. And we are proud to salute Sergeant Dustin Hodgson, a four-state hero. You can learn about other heroes. You can also submit a hero of your own anytime. It's very simple to do either. You just go to our website, click on the link, It's KOAMNewsNow.com. Topping today's Consumer Watch, home prices are increasing at a rate not seen in decades. Reporter Danya Bacchus looks at how long it could continue.
And I just want you to take a look at all of the people who are lined up to see this property.
Realtor Monique Edwards says a simple home showing in Raleigh, North Carolina drew a swarm of potential buyers.
People were frantic. They just wanted to make sure there was no holes in the walls, ran upstairs, and then said, okay, I want to put in an offer.
We're in this really crazy time in housing right now.
Zillow economist Nicole Bichot says there is a shortage of available homes. The number of listings has dropped more than 42% since January of 2020. Because of that, prices are soaring. Home values increased nearly 20% over the last year.
There's so many people trying to buy houses right now, and there's just not enough supply to satisfy them.
Bichot says home construction slowed during 2008's Great Recession. Builders now want to ramp up, but the pandemic has created shortages of materials and workers.
And that's why we're going to continue to see prices rising for the foreseeable future.
Experts believe rising mortgage interest rates could slow demand slightly.
It's about 30% more expensive to pay for a mortgage on today's home than it was a year ago. That's hundreds of dollars a month in some cases. And so, people who are right on the edge of, being able to afford something might be pushed out of the market for the time being.
But Zillow predicts home values will continue to climb about 16% this year. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
According to Redfin.com, 8% of U.S. homes are valued at $1 million or more. That's up just 4.8% from 2 years ago. Climate and conservation groups are suing the Department of the Interior for more information about its November review of its oil and gas leasing program. That report was widely criticized for sidestepping the program's impact on the climate crisis. An Interior Department spokesperson declined to comment on the lawsuit. Our Pet Vet on Call next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, America's teacher shortage and a program that might help. Then on KOAM News at 6, the latest on that house fire that's happening right now in Joplin. Plus, we're going to hear more on what rate changes are expected for Miami utility customers. And, pains me to say it, the Kansas City Chiefs trade star receiver Tyreek Hill. That is correct. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. We all need a little space to stretch our limbs, but how much space do you need if you weigh, say, 5 ounces or so? Today's question for our Pet Vet on Call: how large should a hamster habitat be?
Wow, the bigger the better in this case. Hamsters and any of our critters that we keep confined in a cage or a crate or a pen, if it's not big enough, they will get bored, they will get stressed, they will get diseased. A hamster is nocturnal, so you may not know how busy they are. They are busy little bodies, and they're always on the go. So you should have hamster wheels, you should have tunnels, you should have boxes for them to climb on. The bigger, the better, the healthier your little rat will be.
Your little rat, she said. We invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions about hamsters or dogs or cats or whatever on our website. Now let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen a cat who's cute, might not be welcomed by your hamster. It's an adult female domestic short hair named Joyce. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we've chosen Diesel. This big-eared guy is a 2-year-old male husky retriever Labrador retriever mix, they say. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? They always have a lot of them. Probably don't have any hamsters available, however. Still rainy out there, Doug.
It is. We're going to have light showers and drizzle sticking around for us tonight and a good chunk of the daytime hours tomorrow, especially in the morning. So still kind of chilly, 46. Sunshine returns Friday, 64, 60 Saturday, back to 70 by Sunday.
That sounds good. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.